if you want to become legally qualified, I really wouldn't hesitate in recommending Law Training Centre. The tutors are wonderfully accessible. They are always available to answer questions whenever you want them. You can set up video meetings with them. Very, very useful to have the tutors as a resource, as well as all of the information that is available on the course materials and the mock exams and the multiple choice questions. Hi, yes, I'm Katy Turquoise. I have spent 30 years working as a welfare rights advisor in the voluntary sector, helping people with things like benefit claims and benefit appeals. I've also done quite a lot of work with debt advice in my time. And I have 2 jobs at the moment, and I've had for the last 12 years or so. So I sit in 2 tribunals, in the Social Security Entitlement Chamber. I am part of a panel of 3 who deal with people's primarily disability benefit claims. We make a decision about whether or not they are entitled to the benefit for which they have applied. And I've been doing that for the last 12 years or so. And in the other role, I sit on the Employment Tribunal. I do much less of that because it's harder to fit that in with my primary job. But I'm a non-legal member on the Employment Tribunal, and I hear cases of discrimination. It started a couple of years ago when one of the judges that I work with asked me whether or not I was legally qualified, and if I had been, then he would have encouraged me to apply to become a judge. I wasn't at the time, but that got me thinking, because I've always really enjoyed the legal part of that job and of the understanding the way that the law works. And so that's really what got me started. I started thinking, well, how would I become legally qualified? How quick would that procedure be? How difficult would it be? So I just started investigating, and in the end decided that the SQE looked as though it would be a feasible route for me to become legally qualified. I didn't have the time or resources to go back to university and do a law conversion degree. I became aware that the solicitors qualifying exams had started, I think it was in 2021, and that was around the time that I was thinking about it. That combined everything, combined both the law conversion degree and the LPC. And it could be studied remotely, it could be done in your own time. The speed and the cost effectiveness, the coming out with being fully qualified at the end of it rather than then having to go on and do a training contract. It seemed to be a more efficient way of going about the process of becoming a solicitor. There are challenges in terms of time management and in fitting everything in. I have another job in which I work 3 days a week for Citizens Advice, so I'm very, very busy. The accessibility of the course is really helpful where that's concerned. You can do it as and when you want to. So what I tended to do was I worked until 11 o'clock at night. I would get my job done. I would do my preparation for my cases, and thereafter I would settle down and work on the course, and then all weekend, every weekend for the last 2 years. So it was mostly just through research online, and one of the wonderful things about the Law Training Centre was that they did offer a bursary for self-funders, and I was lucky enough to be a beneficiary of that. Law Training Centre has been absolutely fantastic. The tutors are always accessible. The course materials are really well structured, they're really well explained. You can work your way through them bit by bit. You can accrue knowledge as you go along. You can cross-reference as you go along. There are hundreds of multiple choice questions available as well, and I think having access to questions which test your understanding and prepare you for the format of the exam was a really big thing, and it really helped with my passing the exams. Having access to all of those resources at unconventional times of day and at the weekend was the thing that made the difference for me. I think the mock questions and the mock exams are really essential. The way that the questions are formatted for the exam is very particular, and the tutors who have constructed these thousands of questions and the mock exams to really reflect the way that the exam is structured and the questions are presented to you. Having the ability to practice time and time and time again, applying what you had learned to a new question and a new problem every time really helps in stretching the brain and be able to work out this particular principle applies to this question in this particular way. You need to be able to work out what the question is asking, what principle it is, which of the answers are the most relevant ones and which ones to discard immediately. Developing the discipline of answering the questions was a really important part in passing the exams. The workshops were enormously important and really valuable when it came to understanding and being able to develop the exam technique. The tutors set 5 questions for every workshop. You work through them together, you work out how to identify what the best answer is going to be, and you have the input of the tutors throughout those workshops to help you understand how to answer the questions and which is the single best answer for each question that they provide for you. To get you into the mindset of being able to sit these long exams, to understand how long you've got to answer each question. Absolutely go for it. I really can't praise it highly enough. The course, the information, the way that the course is structured, the people that will hold you up, the other people on the course who will become a little team all around you are really empowering and helpful and useful. It's just been enormously valuable. I really would say go for it.